Hi, guys. Welcome to our daily encounter. I think probably most of us would agree that we all like a reward every once in a while. We all might like different types of rewards, but I think for the most part, many people enjoy being rewarded. And it may not be standing on a stage and receiving a reward like that, but when you put in a hard day's work or you do something above and beyond for the company, it's nice to be rewarded, to know that your work is noticed, that it's appreciated, and it feels good to get a reward. If you're in sports, it feels good to be rewarded with a trophy or something like that. Being rewarded really does play to something very innate within us. And the scriptures doesn't ignore this, and Jesus doesn't ignore this as he's teaching his disciples on the Sermon on the Mount, or in the Sermon on the Mount. In Matthew chapter 6, I counted some 7 times in the New American Standard where the word reward is mentioned in chapter 6. And this may be overlooked a lot of times. We always focus on Matthew chapter 6 as being the chapter about not participating in almsgiving and prayer and fasting to be seen by other people, and not to be gloating and boastful and prideful and all those things. And definitely that idea is there, and definitely that seems to be one of, if not the main point that Jesus is making. But there's also another underlying point that's here as well, and that has to do with the idea of rewards. And Jesus, time and time again in this chapter, compares the one reward versus another. When he talks about those who just do almsgiving to be seen by other people, blowing the trumpet and things like that, or those who are praying to be seen by others, using vain repetition and things like that, or people who are fasting and they put on gloomy faces to be seen by other people, he says they have their reward in full. Basically, that's the extent of the reward that they'll get. People will look up to you. They might respect you. They might think you're a very spiritual person, but that's really the extent of the reward that you'll get. And although that might be a pleasant reward in the moment, it's not really the best reward. And Jesus compares that reward with a better reward, and that is the reward that we can receive from our Heavenly Father, who sees when we do almsgiving and prayer and fasting in secret, because we are doing it for Him and not for ourselves, that we're doing it for His glory and for the purposes of the kingdom and for the good of others, and not for our own selfish desires. And so he says, the Father in heaven will see you when you do that, and He will reward you openly. He will reward you, but it's going to be a better reward than you get with just other people thinking highly of you. And I think this possibly could be summarized in verses 19 through 21, where Jesus says, do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in or steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And there's that contrast between the temporary and the permanent, between what's in this world, in this time, and what is in eternity. He says you need to be worried about the reward in heaven, the treasures in heaven that you can store up there, not being so concerned about making money here, or trying to get a leg up on other people here, or things like that. And so there's a contrast here going on. And so we, as we read this, can begin to ask ourselves the question, what am I really living for? What rewards am I trying to get? Am I just trying to get instant gratification? Am I just trying to get a quick dopamine kick with these maybe kind words that people say, or the things that people might say that kind of build us up and things like that? Or are we living for something grander than that? Are we looking for something more eternal than that? Are we looking to please others, or are we looking to please our Father in heaven? If we are just trying to please others, then we won't really be walking with integrity, most likely. We'll probably put on a good face when we're around other people. We might say the right things, do the right things when we're around other people. But then when we're by ourselves, we'll go about and do other things that are contrary to the face that we put on in front of other people. But if we're trying to please the Lord, and we know that the Lord is with us at all times, and if He's the one that we desire and His rewards are the best, and we recognize that, then we'll all the time be living the spiritual life, whether people are around us or not around us, whether we're in a crowd or we're alone. We'll always be doing that which is pleasing to the Lord, because we'll know that we're serving a God who sees in secret. Not just in the bad things that we do, but He sees in secret the good things that we do that nobody else notices. And that's actually a good thing, because the reward that He can give is a lot better than the rewards that other people can give. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we read Matthew chapter 6 today. And with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.